Does sugar make you fat?
My current diet consists of 3,000 to 5,000 calories a day of 90% carbohydrates, 5% fat, 5% protein, and lots of additional refined sugar.
Let's talk about it. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. It's Victoria with Nutrition by Victoria. To start out today's video, I just want to say thank you to my followers, to my supporters for all the love and likes I received on my video about how I was body shamed. The person who body shamed me actually came out and apologized and said that they were in the wrong. So that was great to see. I mean, I hate having to bring these things to light, but it's 2020. Like, if somebody is on a vegan path and they're not starving themselves, let's support them no matter what their body looks like, okay? Because a lot of us come to a high carb, low fat, plant-based vegan, unlimited calorie lifestyle, and we have done previous metabolic damage because we're coming to this lifestyle from a past history of calorie restriction, fasting, carb restriction, etc. So the weight gain phase, it happens, you know, and most people who come onto this lifestyle make videos and say, oh, raw tofu made me gain all this weight. And it's because that was their past and they didn't want to deal with the weight gain that is necessary to repair that metabolic damage. So to get into this video, I wanted to talk about, does sugar make you fat? I actually did an Instagram post explaining my thoughts about this. It was kind of a rant because it's getting to be the holiday season and pies and cookies and mashed potatoes and all the, you know, holiday goodies are coming out. And here's for all the folks that are watching my videos just because I breastfeed. She always comes to find me. But all of the goodies are coming out. And I think it's important to note that those goodies oftentimes contain an average, I'm going to say an average, but usually more than an average of 50% calories from fat. So when Auntie Deborah or cousin Penelope says, oh, don't eat too much of that, the sugar makes you fat. I always hear this during the holiday seasons because the cookies and all the goodies are out and available, and I facepalm every time because it's not the sugar that makes people fat. It's the fat that makes people fat. Fat is called fat for a reason. They call it body fat on your body because fat is fat is fat. You eat fat and you eat too much fat, you get fat. So that's how it works. If you need to gain weight, if you're underweight, if you are a child, you know, I'm not going to say gorge out on the fats, but it's okay to have foods, vegan foods that have fats in them, you know, in order to stay healthy and maintain a healthy body weight, because we don't want to be underweight and we don't want to be overweight. If you're overweight and you're trying to get into a normal, healthy body weight range, then you have to cut the fat. You don't have to cut your carbs, you don't have to cut your calories, you just have to cut the fat. You have to be meticulous about this. And this is actually harder than it thinks, or harder than you think it is. Most people, even if they're on a vegan diet, are usually consuming more fat than they realize because it literally comes in everything. Oil gets stuffed into everything. So unless you are making your food from home, or you're like me and you look up food ingredients all the time, if you're eating out and decide whether or not that 20 grams in that pizza in one meal is worth it, that's what you have to be asking yourself. You have to get really, you know, personal with yourself, like, hey, is fat loss really my goal? And if it is, I need to cut the fat in my diet. So, and if you're on the metabolic rebound, you're on the weight gain rebound from previous metabolic damage, it can be really beneficial and actually make the process quicker of getting back to a normal healthy weight if you keep the fats to a minimum. So by this I mean keeping your fat intake to about 20 grams or less per day, which comes out to about 5% of your daily diet. Do you need to eat more fat than that? No. You can make all the fats that you need in your body from that little amount of fat. Our body's very efficient. We don't need to eat a lot of fat. In fact, we actually wouldn't be eating a lot of fat in nature. If you look at most plant foods, they're high carb, low fat, unless you're eating coconut, avocado, nuts, and seeds. And then you have your oils too. But oils that's not something you find in nature. But sugar isn't either. Actually, you could make sugar from dried sugarcane juice pretty easily if you needed to. But, we live in a modern day society, so we just have to be more aware of the fat in our diet. And then from this education, knowing that sugar actually improves insulin sensitivity, it improves insulin resistance, it makes your body work more efficiently, it allows you to burn body fat as long as you're eating enough carbohydrates, because it gives your body that energy to keep your metabolism high so that you can do the activity to burn body fat. I mean, you're going to burn body fat by having a fat deficit anyways, but exercise and being active, that just speeds the process up. So does sugar make you fat? No. And I don't want to hear anybody saying that again. Like even these low calorie density people and a lot of the whole foods, plant-based vegan people, oh, don't eat too much sugar. But then I see they will post these desserts in their groups and they have all these nuts on them. Like it's better to just put the sugar in the dessert and take the fat out if health and fat loss is your goal. If you're at a healthy weight and you don't care, enjoy that kind of stuff. But if you are trying to lose weight and get healthier, not that nuts and seeds and stuff aren't health foods, because they are, but you don't need to eat a lot of them to get the nutritional benefits. So if you're gonna have some, have a little bit, because it's really easy to overdo it on that stuff. I notice even with my kids who I pretty much eat whatever as long as it's under the vegan umbrella, most of their diet is carbohydrate with the addition of oils and nuts and seeds and, random fats as they come. They don't care for avocado, but yeah, most of their diet is carbohydrate, and that is the natural preference for humans. So that's when we're at our healthiest, when we're eating a high carb, low fat, plant-based vegan diet. And again, how much fat you consume, that depends on what your goals are. So more fat if you're underweight and you need to gain weight and you have a healthy metabolism. Less fat if you're trying to repair your metabolism and get over the metabolic weight gain. Okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave me any comments or questions down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Again, thanks for all the love. Bye, guys.